Hello there, and welcome to your weekly Soul Tribe Live. It's Power Coach Alicia here, and today we are talking all about my lessons learned in holding on to other people's baggage and carrying it around for way too long. All right. So, really quick, if you would like to get reminders of when I go live here and I'm doing life coaching training, please text the word soul to the number 41372. Again, that's soul to the number 41372, and you will get a text message like I'm getting ready to send out right now within a couple of minutes of me going live. Now, what's beautiful about this is that you are not, or you are able, I should say, to jump on live, join me for the training, learn how to do whatever it is that we're talking about, and get the support and the life coaching that will help you take things to the next level. So if you would like that support and that help, I highly recommend you get on that text list because it's going to make a world of difference. So if you are live with me, I want you to say hi to me in the comments. Let's hang out. Let's chat. Throughout this live, the more engaging you are in the comments, the more questions that you ask, the more you're going to get out of this training. If you're on replay, just drop hashtag replay. Still ask all of your questions. Still engage as if you were live. Just tag me if you have any questions so that I can answer them. But if you just want to engage with me like you're live with me, on replay, that's great. That's perfect. You're going to get a ton out of it. But again, if you have any questions, make sure you tag me with any questions you have. All right. So I think I've got that going. I've got everything set up here. So we're just going to jump into, like I said, my lessons learned on carrying around other people's baggage for too long. So one of the things that I feel like is so powerful and so important is we sit around and we are asking ourselves, how do I stop myself from burning out? Right? Like, what do I need to do to stop these feelings from burning out? Right? And the truth is, it's so much deeper than what you realize and what you see right in front of you. And so we're really going to dive deep into that today. And I hope that you'll come out the other side of this with some power, with some energy, and with some knowledge to protect your personal power so that you can stop burning out. And if you're ready to quit carrying around the weight of everyone and everything in your life so that you can live your life unapologetically you and feel proud of who you are when you look in the mirror, I want you to type hashtag done in the comments. All right. And I'll shoot you a message. We'll chat for a bit. I'll see how I can help you, see what I suggest for you. If I have a free training that I recommend to you or some tools that I recommend to you, I'll just share them with you at that time. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Power Coach Alicia, and I help you heal your soul through my AWC process that allows you to know whether or not you have the capacity to give to others, whether you can say yes or whether you can say no to them. And if you do need to say no, I'm going to teach you how to do that without feeling guilty and sabotaging yourself. So if you want to learn more about how to do that in your own life, again, you're just going to type hashtag done in the comments. All right. Okay. So let me get my sage going here. I got to get a little sage. I need to look at the comments, see what you guys are doing, what you're saying. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Anne. Welcome in. Just got to take a second. I'm going to share this with you too, because I think this is really relevant to burnt out feelings, right? When life is moving so fast, like a whirlwind around you, a million miles a minute, like I have this, training I want to do and I have what I want to talk about. And I've got my notes up here and, I've got you guys here watching. And, it's like this energy of where you feel like you got to go, go, go. All right, got to get in. We got to get going. We got to talk about it. We got to get moving, right? People got shit to do, da, 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 da. Or I've got shit to do, right? Like how often do you live in that sort of energy where it's like this push, 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 go, go, go? Well, one of the things I love about these weekly Soul Tribe sessions, which, as you know, are all about healing your soul and helping you find yourself again, is taking a second and lighting my sage, right? And just talking to you. Usually I light it right at the beginning when I'm doing all of the other things, but today it didn't work out like that. So instead of skipping it, instead of moving full steam ahead, just slow down for a second, right? So I want you to take a few deep breaths for me. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to get centered. Hey, Angie, welcome in, girlfriend. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. So let's take a second and get centered. Let's take a few deep breaths. Just in those, 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, you're dropping into your soul center. Whatever you're doing before you turned on this live, right? Whatever you got going on, even if you are working like Angie is right now, taking that 5 seconds to breathe and recenter, and then she can jump back into working while she's listening, right? The power in just that momentary reset is everything for your soul. And the thing is we think that it takes so much. Like in order for me to find my center and to find that space, like I've got so much going on in my life. I have so much da 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 da. I don't have time for that, right? 5 seconds, right? 5 fucking seconds that you don't usually take because you've got so much going on. But you also are complaining about feeling burnt out, right? Complaining about giving so much to everybody else, complaining about feeling like your life is moving a million miles a minute and you just don't have that space to do what you need to do. Okay. I want you to type 5 seconds in the comments if you did it. Okay. So if you took the 5 seconds to breathe, I want you to type 5 seconds in the comments for me. Because here's the truth. It isn't about me sitting here and training you, which we're going to jump into in just a second. It's about, will you do it? Will you take the step? Or are you too busy? Are you doing something else? Are you so focused on other things, but you're just kind of here, right? Maybe you're here because you feel like you have to be because you're on my team. Maybe you're here because you're like, if I show up, then at least I did this for me today. But did you, right? Are you present? Are you doing what you need to do? All right. So you've been told that in order to be a good wife, a good mom, a good friend, a coworker, that you should just deal with the shit that you're being given because it's how it is. It's how it goes. It goes with the job. It's life. Well, it's because you buy into this lie that it causes you all of this overwhelm and this stress and this burnout. There's also the other side of that where a lot of people don't really talk about. And that's what I want to talk about today. And that's where you take on the shit of other people inadvertently because you're protecting, because you aren't protecting your power. Anne says, if I relax for 10 seconds, I might fall asleep. That's a whole other training, right? Why would 10 seconds of relaxation put you to sleep? Because you're pushing yourself too hard. You're burning the candle at both ends. And as you know, Anne, you're spending your time and filling it up with things to, avoid the way that you're feeling. But that also creates an energy where you're pushing and pushing and pushing, right? Instead of stopping and allow that timing and the energy and whatever it is that you need to reset your soul and to move through and not to move through, to release the feelings that you have right now and grow into that next level version of you. So my advice there is slow down. So the other side, like I was just saying, is where you take on the shit of other people inadvertently because you aren't protecting your power. It's usually inadvertent at the beginning, and then you hold on to it after that, right? And then when you finally notice it, you're feeling extra heavy. Hear me, right? You're like, fuck, what the hell is going on? I'm feeling extra heavy right now. And you don't understand why you're feeling this way. You also don't realize how long you've been feeling like this because you've learned that in order to operate you've learned how to operate in life with this weight and it being piled on you for years, piled on you from other people, their journeys, what they're going through, their struggles. We believe that brings us closer to those people. The truth is it takes us further away from ourselves. I want you to sit with that for a second. Well, yeah, I mean, I was with them when they were through their darkest times. I believe that is a good thing. But in those dark times, did you protect your energy? Did you protect your power? Or did that attach to you as a weight? Right? Did it now attach to you? And now you're like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on with me? Oh, yeah, you've been carrying this weight around for years. And it wasn't even yours to hold. Hear me when I say this. When you let other shit or expectations of how you should feel or handle something pile on you, it becomes your norm. And then you wake up one day and you look in the mirror and you wonder where the woman is that you once knew. And you want to know where she's gone. I can't tell you how many people come to me like, I need your help. I don't recognize myself anymore. I'm disconnected from myself. I don't know when I lost her. I don't know where she went. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention. I just have lost the person that I know that I am, the awesome person. And then they go on to describe this version of themselves. You see, she left you because you weren't nurturing her. You weren't valuing her. You weren't giving her what she needed to stay around. You neglected you. And so the best way that you can protect your personal power, so you either A, don't get to the point of the person I'm talking about, or B, so that you can get to that point where you're nurturing her and valuing her and giving her what she needs to stay around, is that you have to learn how to detach. And learning how to detach from the trials and the heaviness of other people is one of the hardest things you will ever fucking learn. If you think a soul journey is hard and your traumas are hard and your demons are hard and the things that you've been through is hard, the hardest thing is detaching from other people's trials and heaviness. People that you love, people that you give weight in your life, and learning how to protect your power so that never happens to you again. We talked about this last week. You do not ever give another soul your power, ever. It doesn't matter how close they are to you. It doesn't matter how much you love them and how much they love you. It doesn't matter if it's a kid. It doesn't matter if it's a partner. It doesn't matter if it's your mom. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. They never get your power, because as soon as you give them your power in whatever level we're talking about, last week we were talking about something different than this. Now we're talking about giving them your power by allowing their shit to be your shit and it to be your heaviness, and for you to show up in their life for them and what they need when they should be doing it for themselves, and neglecting you, right? Devaluing you, not showing up for you, not nurturing you because you were doing this for another. Type connected in the comments if this is connecting with you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Every single thing this month is all, wait, what is our fucking theme this month? I don't even remember. Oh, it's all about getting into action, right? And, it's really interesting because I thought that the concept of what I was going to share with you was all about eliminating procrastination and coming from that perspective. But we talk about getting into action. We're talking about getting into action in the areas for yourself and in your life. Bards, hey, girlfriend. Hey, babe, welcome in. Getting into action for yourself and in your life in the areas that actually matter the most for your fucking soul. Like you'll sit around and talk about like, I have no motivation, I have no energy, and I'm just procrastinating everything. And I could sell you my kick your procrastination training like that and you'll buy it. But the truth is, you're not procrastinating because you don't know what the fuck it is you need to do. You're not procrastinating because you need help in getting into action as far as taking this action to clean your house and do this and do that. You're procrastinating because of the way that you feel inside. And today we're talking about that lack of action that you're not doing, coming from the fact of the heaviness that you're carrying around that isn't your shit to carry around. The people in your life that You hold on to their stuff because you have no clue how to detach. And I learned how to detach at a very young age from other people's trials and heaviness, because I would find myself crying all the time over their pain and not know how to be there for them without feeling a massive amount of sadness for what they were going through. And some days I'll know that I didn't do a very good job protecting my power because because someone will be having a very dark day, a very dark moment, a very dark time, and they'll be sharing with me how they feel, and I'll be pulled into sadness. I'll be pulled to their level. It's another note of if you're not doing a good job protecting your power. You'll know if you're detached in that way or not, because if you can be pulled to their level of sadness and the emotional level that they're at, you gave them your power. We're talking funerals, we're talking divorces, we're talking their traumas, we're talking their demons. How do you pull someone up to your level if you step down to theirs? Answer that for me in the chat. I want to know. How do you pull someone up if you're stepping down? People do not like this conversation about personal power when I bring it up. They don't like the conversation about personal power because they believe that there are people and things in your life that you should give your power to. And I believe there is nobody and nothing that deserves your personal power. Ever. Because let's talk about last week while I'm waiting for you guys to answer this. If you give your personal power away, are you whole or broken? That's your one fucking job, is to make yourself whole. Yes? We talked about this. So if you give your personal power away, are you whole? No, you're fucking broken. And if you're broken, how the hell are you for you or you for anyone else? You can't be, can you? So I would fight to the death of any life coach, any therapist, anybody on the face of this earth who tells me that there are certain people and things that deserve your power. People hear it as like a disrespectful thing. No, it is a respect thing for yourself, because you can't pull them up if you are stepping down. Yeah, it sucks if they lost somebody that they love so much. And it is going to be sad. Does that mean you can't cry because you feel sad? No, it doesn't mean you can't cry because you feel sad. It means you can't step into their pain. Their pain is not your pain. Even if they're your best friend and their kid is your godchild, you have your own pain that you would be going through for that grief, yeah? Do not step into their pain. Let them have their own pain. You grieve your own pain and be there for each other through that. The biggest mistake people make is stepping into the other person's pain. I say this all the time. You will not hear me tell you I'm sorry when someone dies, when you're sad, when you're having a bad day, when you're having a hard time, when you've had a fucking trauma, when you've been raped, when you've been molested, when you have been beat. You will never hear me say, I'm sorry you went through that. You want to know why? Because I am not sorry. I don't take ownership of that. And the second I tell you I'm sorry, I have now attached to your trauma. And now your heaviness becomes my heaviness, and I am stepping down. I am not sorry. Is it fucking horrible? Yes. Do I hate that for you? Yes. Right? But I'm going to send you love, light, and peace. And I'm going to be here every step of the way. And I'm going to help you through it as much as you're willing to help yourself. I'm never sorry, though, because I'm not attaching to that. I'm not taking ownership of that. I'm sorry is ownership. Do you say I'm sorry? Yes or no? I hate fucking threads on Facebook when somebody does some sob story post. We're not going to talk about like life or death, right? Not that. Somebody does some sob story post. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why? Why are you taking ownership? You want to know why? because those people do not know what else to do to help that person. They don't know how to stand in their power because they are constantly giving it away. You can't do that. Do you feel sorry? Do you have ownership to take? Did you fuck something up? Are you wrong? Good. Then apologize. Own it. But if you didn't, don't you fucking dare say you're sorry. Don't you fucking dare attach to it. Yeah. Like Morgan says, I've changed how I respond after realizing exactly what I was doing subconsciously. It was something that I taught her years ago in my old Elite Life program, which is now Ignite Your Soul. It's so like mind-boggling, right? Of the things that we have been taught and the learned ability, the learnedness of the things that we do out of habit that are destroying our souls every fucking day. I hardly ever apologize. And when I do, you better believe I fucking mean it. Even if I'm wrong, I will take ownership. I'll hardly ever apologize because I don't want to bond in that moment with that. Okay, so somebody tells you you did something and you know you were wrong. How do you take ownership without apologizing, even though you know you're wrong? Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will do better next time. In his little yellow book of Yes Attitude. I need to read that book again. I love it so much. Jeffrey Gitomer taught me that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will do better next time. Is that ownership? Is that you realizing that maybe you fucked up? How much more powerful is it, do you think, if you say, thank you for bringing that to my attention? I will do better next time. What if you said, thank you for bringing that to my attention? I didn't realize that it affected you that way. I will definitely make some adjustments the next time this presents itself. The next time I have the opportunity to do something different, I'm going to do something different. That's what the statement is saying. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will do better next time. It's not a dismiss. You see that ownership? How do you guys feel about that when you hear me say that? Do you feel like you're being dismissed? Do you feel like you're being invalidated? Do you feel like the person doesn't care if they said that? Tell me. Let's hear it in the comments. I remember when I was a little girl, I grew up in a very strict household. I mean, extremely strict. I always got my ass beat. I was always getting smacked for talking back. I was always in trouble for something. We had a very high level of responsibility and expectation in my household. And my mom always held me to that for the duration of my life. I wasn't allowed to be on the phone after a certain amount of time. And there were countless nights that my mom would come into my room and I would be on the phone. And she would say, why are you on the phone? And I would say, so-and-so is going to commit suicide. And so I'm talking to them, It was like these moments where I would spend my nights in junior high and high school on the phone until 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, saving people's lives. And I would then get up and go to band at 5 a.m. And I lived this life where I was there for these people. And as I got older, once I got to high school, I would find myself in my mom's room crying. Like, I don't know how to help Mike. I don't know how to help Daniel. And I don't know what am I going to do? Like, I don't know if I can keep them alive, and crying. Oh, Mag's mom and Mag's dad is beating her again. And now they won't let us see each other because they say I'm a bad friend. And now we're having to sneak around. And oh my God, just crying. And my mom said to me, Alicia, you cannot allow other people's problems to affect you like this. You have to realize that this is their life and their problem. And if you're going to be there to help them, you can't allow it to affect you this way. So she never taught me how, but she told me what. And I had to work my ass off at a very young age. We're talking 14, 15, 16. Mind you, my dad died when I was 12. So this is a very pivotal time in my life. And some days I feel like because I generally don't come to your level, it seems heartless. It almost seems as though I don't actually care because you're used to seeing people come down to where you're at. There was an example of this last night, right? And we laugh now, but it wasn't funny then. We were laughing last night, but it wasn't funny in the moment. So I could see Anne as she's my client and she works for me. She's breaking down in this business coaching session. And I can see that. It doesn't matter that we're through a screen. That's why I like my clients to have their cameras on so I can always see what's going on in their soul. And she's breaking down like a motherfucker. And I can tell she's breaking down. And in these moments, you have two choices. You can come to their level of where they're at, or you can fucking snap them out of it. It's called a pattern interrupt. Tony Robbins talks about it all the time. So everything I say, she's combating. And it's very aggressive. Her responses are extremely aggressive. And she's elevating and she's elevating and she's elevating. One thing you guys might not know about me is I'm not very good at staying calm when someone else elevates. It's just not good. It's not a trait that I'm very good at. I've worked and I'm much better than I ever used to be, but I'm still not very good at it. And she's continuing to elevate. And so I'm starting to elevate inside me. I can feel me getting more combative. So I am the type of person who will kick your ass to snap you out of it. Why? Because I need to bring you up, not come down. So in this moment, I stop and I say, if you want me to help you, you've got to stop fighting me every step of the way. I'm here to help you, but you're not allowing me to give you the answers to what you need. Because as soon as I start talking, you're immediately jumping on and telling me why it won't work. So if you want to shift and you want it to change, I'm going to need you to shift or I'm not going to be able to help you right now. Now, you might think that I'm just operating like that because she's my client. I do that everywhere. Here's another example. About 6 weeks ago, my oldest son, Ronan, is sitting in my room. And he just has this stanky look on his face. And you guys have to know, I can't handle cockiness. I hate it. It will send me through the roof faster than anything you can imagine. I could be happy as fuck. And if you get cocky with me and you're a man, I'm like, done. I will just instantly be at a level fucking 100, ready to throw down. So he's just stanky and attitude infested and folding his arms. I said, are you mad right now? He goes, no. Okay. Keep that right there. I take a fucking picture of him. I said, come here. I showed him a picture of himself. I said, look at this picture. What do you see? He goes, instantly, his whole energy changed. I'm mad. Yeah. But you're lying to yourself right now. You're over there with a fucking attitude. You got your arms crossed. You got a stanky look on your face. We're not going to get anywhere if you keep playing this fucking game. So if you want to talk and we want to work through this, you're going to need to take a few deep breaths and open the fuck up. Because you're definitely fucking attitude infested. And you're definitely pissed off. And it ain't at me. Because I didn't do anything. Right? See, that's standing in your power. How often would we have switched to the angry kid and start yelling and frustrated and da-da-da-da-da-da? How often do you switch to their level? That's my point in sharing these stories with you. Why can I help you? Because I am the human who used to go to the level of where the person was because I didn't know how to stand in my power to bring them there. But I also didn't know how to let go when they didn't want to come up. And that's where I'm at right now. My journey is full of, hey, I'm here. Let's go. Let's fucking rock. What do you need? I'll do anything you want. I'm here to support you. And learning to let go of what I want to give that person that they don't want to receive. Fucking write that down. Standing in your power means you want to give somebody something that will help them. But if they don't want to receive it, you have to let go of the idea of giving that to them. And then you want to know what's next? You need to get even more into your power and say, well, what is it that they want right now that's going to make them feel understood, heard, and supported? Because guess what? What you have to give may not be what they want to receive. This is where standing in your power is so powerful, because if not, you go to their level. Yeah. Before you turn your back, not like leave them, you do need to ask, though, if it's somebody that you're in their life, like, is there anything I can do for you? You're going to find out really quick that person will say no 9 times out of 10. So then you sit there, it's like my big phrase, with your dick in your hands, right? Going, okay, now what the fuck do I do? You guys have to understand, I'm a fixer. I'm here. I will pull you back from that ledge every fucking time. I will save your life every fucking time. I will literally put my life on the line to stop you from taking yours. That's who I am. Here's the deal, though. I met a soul a few months ago who's taught me a lot about standing in your power in ways that I'd never even thought of. And it's been one of the hardest things I've ever experienced in my life, because I'm so used to reaching deep in your soul, giving you what you need, the fire, the power of Power Coach Alicia, and then you can stand on your own 2 feet and rise up. This soul doesn't work like that, though. He's very much me in man form. He is a Taurus and very, very strong. So I don't get the ability to do that because he blocks me out. And then he gives me a lesson. And when I say gives me a lesson, literally with his words, he'll say what I said to you a few minutes ago. I know that this is what you want to do to help me, but sometimes you have to understand how you want to help me is not how I want to be helped. It's not what makes me feel good. It's not what makes me feel supported. What I need is this or this or this. I don't like the answer. I'm like, those fucking things aren't actually what you need, but whatever. So I have to decide, push, stoop, or give, right? So do you. Do you know what the people in your life actually need? Or are you too busy giving them what you think they need and pushing it upon them, which is pushing it away? Pushing them away. So are you pushing, or are you giving them what they want? Type pushing or giving in the comments. My lessons for you are always my lessons for me. My lessons for you are usually what I'm currently living or what I just lived. This lesson of not taking on other people's baggage is something you'll be working through the rest of your life. Because when you love somebody and you want the best for them, it is so hard not to step down, but to step up and bring up. Do you realize you can bring somebody up to your level, even if you're not pushing on them what you want to give them, but you're giving them what they need, what they're asking for, what they're telling you they need? You can still bring them up. Okay, so are you pushing or are you giving? That's what I want to know from you guys. I don't see any comments, except for Morgan's. It's a big thing with me. Are you pushing or are you giving? giving them what they want and need from their perspective, or pushing on them what you think they need. Okay? And I know it's like, this is bad. Sometimes you have to push because they can't tell you. So you have to push to help. But most times you don't. You just have to listen. So no matter what, you have to learn how to detach, and you have to know how to do it in a way where you can still be there for them and be supportive without them feeling like you don't care. So the first thing that I learned to not hold on to what is not mine is that there's a difference between being understanding and being there for someone, and trauma bonding with what they're going through by putting yourself in their shoes. I'm going to say that again. There's a difference between being understanding and being there for someone, and then trauma bonding with what they're going through by putting yourself in their shoes. Because usually you put yourself in their shoes because you can identify them. You can identify with them in your own story and your life journey. And as soon as you can identify with your own life and your own story with what they're going through, boom, you connect. Baggage, you're carrying it. Don't do that. Stand in your power. Keep the separation. Your journey, their journey. Just because you can identify, in order to pull them up, you cannot trauma bond. You have to stay in your power. I get it. I've been there. It fucking sucked. It was so hard for me. This is what I did. Would you like my advice? Would you like my help? Or how can I help you? Oh my God, it was horrible. I've been there. I've buried 2 husbands. It was just the worst for me. And all of a sudden crying and da-da-da-da-das and down. No, I get it. I've been there. I've buried 2 husbands. It was the worst time of my life. This is my mom's story. The worst time of my life. It was the hardest things that I had ever been through. I was a single mom with 2 kids. I didn't know what I was going to do. You know what, though? I had to step up. I had to fucking fight because I had 2 kids to live for. I had a job I had to go do. I had to do whatever it took. And you've got to decide if you're going to give in and give up, or if you're going to step forward and you're going to fucking fight. If you step forward and fight, I'm here. If you give in and give up, there's nothing I can do for you. I think our world is so full of bitches and weak people. I do. We're so full of down to the people's level, feeling sorry, crying in the fucking ball of mess with them. Oh my God, your life was so hard. It was so bad. I feel you. I feel sad for you. I'm here for you. You know what fucking people need? Strength. They need you to stand in your power, because everywhere they turn, people are feeling fucking sorry for them and stooping to their level, which just perpetuates the fucking shit show of bullshit. So listen, yes, your life journey can be there as a lesson for them, but it's how you share that with them and how you protect your own power when you share that makes all the difference. Now, the next thing I learned is who I allowed to dump their shit on me. Most of you don't stand in your power, so anyone and everyone can dump whatever the fuck they want, and you just bring it on, and you trauma bond, and you're all in, and you're all wrapped up, and you walk away feeling like a ball of shit, and you don't know why, right? If anyone in your life can call you at any time, if they need anything, no matter what, you are leaving yourself wide open to carry a fuck ton of baggage that isn't yours. You are not there for people to dump their shit on you or to vent to you because they don't step the fuck up and do something about it themselves. You are there to offer a listening ear and help them come up with a solution to release it and move forward. Why are people there for people to vent? I do not understand the concept of venting. Get it out. Yeah, let's get it out. That's step fucking 1. Step 2 is to make a plan. Step 2 is, what do you need? Step 2 is, what is the resolution? Step 2 is coming to the common ground of what's next to rise up. The bullshit and idea that we just need to get it off our chest and we feel so much better. How the fuck is that true? The only way that's true is a temporary fix to a bigger fucking problem. I'm sorry. There hasn't been a day in my fucking life that I have seen someone vent and then all of a sudden everything got better. Momentarily, they felt a little bit better. Thanks for listening. But guess what? People who vent like that go in a cycle over and over and over and over and over. Have you ever noticed people that are constantly venting, which is really just bitching and moaning and whining about their life that they're not doing anything about, continue to say the same stories over and over and over again? So why the fuck are you leaving yourself open to listen to that bullshit all the time? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm ego driven. Maybe this is all complete bullshit. But in my experience in life, venting gets you nowhere. If that's the only thing you do. It doesn't get you anywhere. So why the hell are you the dumping grounds for the people who don't do shit for themselves and they just want to whine about it? To me, that's all venting is being a victim. Unless you're going to do step 2. What the fuck are you going to do about it? So that's them dumping their baggage on you. Do you realize that? Yes or no? Shout it out in the comments. They're dumping their baggage on you because you say, if you just need someone to vent to, I'm here. Nobody ever calls me to vent. You realize that, right? Nobody does. Because the people in my life know that I'm not your person if that's what you want to do. Don't call me. Don't text me. You want to vent, get it all out, and then go somewhere? Let's do it. Move somewhere? Let's do it. Shift somewhere? Let's do it. I'm in. Even if I'm not the one that's going to give you the plan. You vent it all out, and this is something else I've started doing. I'll turn it back around and say, okay, now what are you going to do about it? You want to know what most people say who vent? Nothing. I don't know. I don't think there is anything I can do about it. Bullshit. That's all fucking victim. I'll repeat this again. People do not call me to vent. They don't call me to vent because they know I am a solution-driven person. So we're not going to talk for 3 hours on the phone for you to get it off your chest. Because bet your life is never going to fucking change. And we're going to be having this conversation over and over and over again. And I don't have the fucking patience for that. So the easiest way to stop this from happening is to surround yourself with people who add value to your life and are solution driven. It all wraps back around to what we've been talking about all month long and our very first session. That physical clutter in your life, which leads to emotional clutter, which leads to mind clutter, which leads you to allowing people's baggage to attach to you. And then the way that it feels inside manifests in your physical life, which just continues to create this cycle that you can't get out of if you don't step forward and shift the pattern. You might be in this session going, holy shit, this is crazy. Yeah, that's why you're stuck. And you will be stuck forever. And you will continue feeling burnt out. And the only way to stop this cycle is to do something different. Learn how to stand in your power instead of trauma bond. Learn how to stand in your power and not let people dump their shit on you. Learn how to stand in your power and have people come up to your level, not you go down to where they're at. And let me reiterate again, when I say down and up to levels, I am not talking about better than and lesser than. I'm talking about your personal power level that they aren't at right now because of where they're at in their mind and what's going on with them. The second you step down, you are making it worse for them. They need you to stand in your power. And you know what's worse? The worst thing that happens in all of this is that you'll lose a lot of people in your life by standing in your power. Because we live in a world of bitches and weak people. Everybody's running around feeling sorry for everybody. And when someone says, what the fuck are you going to do about it? That person feels like they were attacked. It's so crazy to me. I will literally go to my grave being the strength in every person's life. If the person's going to allow me to be there, I am who the fuck I am. And if they kick me out of their life because I am not coming down to their level and allowing them to stay in their shit, I'm going to grieve that and I'm going to move on. I'm going to stand even more in my power. And you've got to make the decision today is, are you stepping down or are you standing in your power? Not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. because we need a hell of a lot more people who stand in their power if we're going to fucking make it in this world. The suicide rate is the way that it is because people feel so sorry for each other, because nobody's willing to actually fucking be there at a level of not just listening, but like, what can we do? Don't even get me started. I can do an entire training on suicide and what's actually going on, and the bullshit of people saying that, oh my God, they were so happy this came out of the blue. Oh, they were just like masking it so nobody knew. Bullshit. If you were fucking paying attention, you would have seen it. Most people who are in that state, they don't hide it very well. But most everyone else is so wrapped up in their own life and their own bullshit that they don't even fucking see it. I swear to God that like that's the reason why I was born, to recognize suicidal humans and stop them from killing themselves. Because I see it so much where I go. It's so clear where I go in my life. So you have to be in your power in order to recognize what these people that could be right in front of you need. But if you stoop to their level, you won't see it. So are you stepping down or standing in your power? I asked that. Nobody's answering. So I want to know in the comments right now. So, no more holding on to what's not yours. No more allowing the person or people in your life to lay it all out on you just so that they have a place to dump their shit. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a good day. Oh, by the way, how are you doing? And start paying attention to whose baggage and shit you're holding on to, how long it's been there, and how it's affecting you. And if you want that help and support to quit carrying around everything for everyone in your life so that you can live unapologetically you and feel proud of who you are when you look in the mirror, just type hashtag done in the comments. I'll shoot you a message. We'll chat about it. I'll see how I can help you, right? Like this is step one. This session is definitely a good starter for you. Now it's time for you to do the work, and you are going to have the work to do in order to shift and to move through this for sure. If you haven't yet, get on our text reminder list. I'm here usually every Wednesday about 1:30 p.m. Eastern, teaching you something different. Next month, we go into a different theme and a different series of training. So you just text the word soul to the number 41372. And, you know, let's do the work that actually matters. Let's give you the power that actually matters, right? Let's stop accepting what everybody around you tells you that is life, because this just isn't true. Right? Yeah. I guess it does count for you too. Take these sessions that you come to each week and do something with the information. So before I get off here, and I'm going to start doing this all the way across the board, it dawned on me last night that we're not doing this in even my paid client sessions, and I don't know why, but we're going to start it right now. Before we exit here, what's your one action? And I want it to go down in the chat box. What's your one action that you are going to do from this training? Something that you learned today about holding on to other people's baggage and carrying it around too long. And it's whatever you feel is your one action. What is it going to be? Is it, thank you for bringing that to my attention, I will do better next time? Is it standing in your power and people are coming up, or they can stay where they're at, but you're not stepping down, which means we're no longer a venter. We are a solution-driven human that people in our life realize that you can no longer call me just to fucking bitch and moan. Right? Is it stepping back and asking what they actually need instead of pushing? What is it for you? What's your action from this session? Because there was so much today that you can take and you can implement, and it'll change your life. So what's your one thing? That's what I want to know. Listen, Listen of the what they need and what I can do, but not own the trauma bond, making it my own. Right? So you're going to listen to what they need and look at what you can do and what you can give for what they need. And you're going to start saying, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will do better next time. Here's the deal. When you say thank you for bringing that to my attention, this is for all of you. I will do better next time. You better fucking do better next time. Or else you become the person that is the lower that now someone else has to bring you up. Or you become that to them for them. So don't be the person in the people's life that they need help to step up from. That's powerful. And no more venting and allowing venting. Make a plan, because inaction isn't working, right? So Anne's no longer going to be the venter or allowing people to vent to her without a plan of what's going to happen. Say everything you need to say. Okay, now what are you going to do about it? Right? 2, and stop apologizing for things that I do not own. Yep. So she's just not going to apologize for things she doesn't own. And when you do own it, you need to decide, are you going to do an apology, or are you going to say, thank you for teaching me the lessons I needed? Blah, blah, blah. Are you going to say, thank you for bringing that to my attention? I will do better next time. Every single freaking one of you should read the book, The Little Gold Book of Yes Attitude by Jeffrey Gitomer. I have read it at least 15 times. I love it. Bart says, I'm not being a venter for people and looking for solutions. So she's no longer the person that people can vent to. It's not a bad thing. I don't feel sorry that people tell me to my face they know not to call me if they just want to bitch and moan, or that they know not to call me if they just want to vent. I take that and I wear that as a badge of honor. Yeah, because you know you don't get to dump your shit on me because I'm way too fucking strong for that. You want to dump your shit, go find somebody else to dump on. But who wants to be that human? Once you realize that, do you actually want to be the human that's dumping your shit on somebody else just for the sake of doing that? Who wants to do that? That's disgusting. That's bad. Why are you doing that? Why don't you want a solution? Why aren't you making a plan? Why the fuck aren't you doing something? You just want to be the Debbie Downer in other people's lives that they're trying to get away from, but they don't want to hurt your feelings? Oh my God. Think about that. Yeah. And that's what I've been saying the whole time, Morgan. It isn't just about venting, right? Feel free to vent, but then let's go. People know that. If you call me to vent, we are going to a solution, or don't fucking call me. That's the entire point of it all. So make sure that the people in your life know that, and make sure you're not the person in the life where it's like, oh, fuck, here's Morgan again. Here we go with this bullshit again. Here's the same sob story again. What are you going to do about it, right? So that's the whole point that matters. People call me to vent, but they also know that we're going into a solution. My massage therapist says, somebody pisses me off and I need somebody to slash tires, I know who to call. It's a whole joke. I might tell you one day. But it's just the point of people know where they stand with me. They know when to call me and when not to call me. They know when I'm going to be the person that shows up in their life and when I'm not. And that's a beautiful thing. Do people know that about you? Yeah, that's a great way. When I just feel like venting and I don't want a solution, Daniel says, I journal and burn. That's the way that I deal with it. That is a healthy way of getting the shit off your chest, and you don't really want a solution. Release it. That's powerful. That's healthy. Yeah. Exactly. They know to call when they need to hide a body. All right. So we've got what you guys are going to do for action. Let's do takeaway, and then we're going to get off here. What is your takeaway from today's session? And let me pull a card while you guys are doing your takeaway. What was something you really loved that you heard today? So not an action that you're going to do. Something when you heard it, you were like, fucking A, like, I love that. A little bit longer session for today. I can tell it was fire because you guys did a lot of comments today. So I'm loving that. That makes me feel good. So thank you guys for being here and active and responding. Showing up for yourself. Let's see what our card is. Of course it is. Letting go, right? Letting go of other people's shit. Like I couldn't have done that any better. Even shuffled 4 times. I think it was early last month, January of 2023. I'm going to have Anne go find it and drop it in the comments here. But I did a session that was all about the seasons of your soul. And this card reminds me that if you're holding on to people's baggage, you're stuck in fall. You're stuck between summer and fall. You're holding on. Have you ever watched the leaves change and you see like so many trees that don't want to let go? You're like, dude, it's fall. Catch up. Are you that tree? Is that the season that your soul is stuck in? For a lot of you, this is true, right? It's the fall season of your soul. It's been done time. Winter's right around the corner, right? And you're fucking not changing colors. You're not, leaves aren't going anywhere. And so you can't cleanse. You can't get into the cleanse phase that you need in the winter so that you can step into the spring. You're stuck here, holding on to shit that doesn't serve you, that you have to let go of to be born anew. Yeah? Feel that. All right, Morgan's takeaway. Let's start with Anne. Anne's takeaway is stop coming down to pull people up. I keep bringing myself down and I'm so done with it. Yes. Morgan, there's a difference between understanding and trauma bonding. 100%. Bart says, love the thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll do better next time. Daniels is, my takeaway is that I'm not doing well accepting my ownership in things and accepting things that aren't mine to hold. Yeah. So a lot that can happen is you're taking on things that aren't yours to hold, and then you're missing the things that are yours to take ownership of. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are kicking off. Let's see what our next month theme is. I love these sessions. Like, I hope you leave here with just the power in your soul to do what you need to do for you. I don't know what next month is. I can't get there. Let's see. Listen, can I say something before we go? This isn't about, oh, you're doing something so wrong. You're such a bad person. There's something wrong with you. That's not what this is about, okay? This is about what's going on with you that you need to shift so you can feel better. So when you come to these sessions and you hear things, I don't want you to feel like that means there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's just, okay, here's your wake-up call. Here's what you need to do. So you going from a session like this and beating yourself up, wrong direction. Go from a session like this and feel empowered. See, one is down, one is up. Stepping into your power going, fucking A, like I needed that. That gave me exactly what I needed. And here's what I'm going to do. You step down, you're like, oh man, I'm such a piece of shit. I feel so guilty. I've been letting this person down, letting that person down, let myself down in all these ways. No, that's like re-trauma bonding with yourself, right? Don't do that. That's victim. In everything you do, you get to choose victim or survivor. So be mindful of what you're choosing day in and day out in your actions and your thoughts. So next month is all about blessing and releasing. That's what March is all about. We kick off the month with how to get rid of your victim story. Yes. And choose to be a survivor. Of course we do. And that will be with my lead accountability coach, Morgan. She's going to kill that session for you. I promise you. That will be on March 8th. It's going to be an unbelievable fucking session. March 15th are my lessons learned on relinquishing control and feeling into the day. That's going to be a powerful session. Then we go into 90 days to releasing your negative thoughts, actions, and expectations. And we will wrap up the month with what shift you need to make to put yourself first without feeling guilty, worthless, or frustrated. So come back for March 2023 because it's all about blessing and releasing. Thank you so much for being here, loving yourself enough to show up. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next time. Remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It's always about progress, not perfection. And you always, always, always need to give yourself some grace on your healing journey. Bye.